You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Bold fans. Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester seem to have a stalker following them in the newest CBS promo that came out early this week. And based on a glimpse of the person spying on them, I wonder, could it be Taylor Hayes? Depending on where you saw the brand new B&B promo that came out on Monday the 29th, you may not have even noticed this juicy little tidbit that revealed trouble ahead because of the weird format they initially released it in. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to unwrap what appears to be a big new storyline pivot on Bold, starting soon, that could spell big trouble for Brooke and Ridge, and I'm going to show you exactly what you missed in the video if you didn't see it in the right spot. But hey, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Now let's break it down. So Monday morning, when I first saw this Bold promo about Ridge and Brooke in Monte Carlo, it was on Instagram, where they have that vertical format that cuts out anything to the right or left. It's all a very close-up crop to take advantage of the mobile format on your phone. It's generally 1080 by 1080 square, but when they do videos, they resolve to this tall, skinny thing. So first, I'm going to show you the important part of the promo, and this is the version that was posted on Instagram, all right?
Why is this happening?
We have Ridge and Brooke happily canoodling all over Monte Carlo, with Ridge telling her that she is the love of his life. And then he and Brooke pause on a balcony, and then you get this kind of far off shot of her and Ridge, and then you hear a woman's voice whispering these four words: "Why is this happening?" So when we first saw the promo on Instagram, we debated among the Soap Dirt writers today whose voice it was. Nobody could agree. Maybe Steffi, maybe Hope, maybe another woman. It's not really breathy enough to be Brooke's voice. That was the one thing we could agree on. But could it be Dr. Taylor Hayes? So because we couldn't agree and we couldn't really progress, I tabled the discussion, went to work on my video stuff, and then sat down to watch my soaps in the afternoon. And usually, as you know, when watching Bold, the episode ends at about the 27 or 28 minute mark of the 30-minute show, if you watch live or on a DVR. So today we had a lot of Brooke in her undies with family members watching her, Zende, Fenn, Steffi, and Hope, among others. Brooke looked absolutely fabulous, but I would be a little freaked out having a young man who was part of my family snap pics of me in lingerie. Nonetheless, Ridge was pleased, Steffi was not. So I usually exit out of the video when they do the fade out on the last scene, and I look and I see the timestamp, like 27, 28 minutes. I don't know about your DVR. Mine has got the show in blue, and then there's the commercial breaks. There are these little yellow things, so I can fast forward through them and I know when they stop. So I never watch or hassle with fast forward to even watch the last batch of ads once I hit that mark. But today I was multitasking, doing a bunch of stuff. When the last moments of the episode aired, we had that scene of Bill hugging Poppy and Katie, and I forgot to exit or hit fast forward. So I accidentally left my DVR playing into the whole next commercial break. And then I heard Monte Carlo on the screen, and I looked up and I was like, oh, it's the promo. And then I saw something at the end and I was like, that's not what I saw this morning. And I rewound it and rewatched it, and that changed everything. And I took a couple of screen caps and sent them to my writers just to show them, like, hey, look, this discussion we were having, now we have more information. So when you see it in landscape mode, you know, like the cinematic rectangle, there's another element that gives you a lot more context about that whispered voice asking why this is happening. Let me show it to you.
Why is this happening?
So instead of that tall, skinny shot in the Instagram video clip I just showed you of Brooke and Ridge, you'll see the full screen promo. Watch it right now. And I'm not showing you the whole promo, just the most important part. So instead of just Brooke and Ridge canoodling, you can see there is someone lurking and spying from afar. And my very first thought was, could it be Taylor? And the promo has the words right before that scene, a stunning twist. Now, The Monte Carlo action kicks off Friday. That's the day the spoilers say Ridge and Brooke are out sightseeing, and he calls her his soulmate, and this person sees them. So they have a scarf over the woman's head. Not being able to see her hair color adds a big element of confusion. A lot of people are calling it a dark-haired woman. I think that's because they didn't really look at it, because it's a little scarf over her head. And they use the word shocking twist. We all know Taylor Hayes has been off in Europe and various places at medical conferences and whatnot ever since they wrote Krista Allen off on Bold and the Beautiful. But a lot of fans were really mad about it. And they are having some rating struggles. So maybe, I could totally see it being Taylor. Maybe she was visiting Thomas in Paris and Douglas in France, and then decided to just jet up to Monaco, which is very close, like a, 90-minute flight or something, to do some sightseeing, and just happened to see Brooke and Ridge. If it were Taylor, her asking, why is this happening, could mean, why of all places do I see Ridge making goo-goo eyes at Brooke all the way across the globe from where they live? So some people have theorized that the person in the little head wrap is Steffi, because some people say because they've seen Steffi wear a scarf like that. Some people have guessed that she catches a later flight after guest star Tom Arnold's character, Deuce Stevens, won't let her on the plane, but it's not Steffi, because Steffi is in other scenes back in LA. In the official spoilers, she's got scenes with Hope and Finn on Friday, and that's when the stalking occurs. So it's hard to think, who could this be? The hand that you can see in the scene looks like a younger woman, like just no blemishes, no lines, a nice younger hand. But that could just be somebody who's well maintained. There's no nail polish. And that also kind of gives you a little bit of info. And this woman is watching Ridge and his woman. The stalker is in a headscarf, no hair to be seen, no hairstyle, can't see blonde, brunette. So have they brought back Taylor with Krista Allen or somebody else in the role? If it's not Taylor, maybe it's some other woman from Ridge's past. But honestly, there's not a lot of ladies to choose from. He's mostly been with Brooke or Taylor. He was also with Carolyn Spencer, the older one, Bill's sister, and then younger Caroline, her niece, who was played by Lindsay Godfrey. And then Ridge had that flirtmance and some kissing with Quinn Fuller. And Ridge also spent time getting, closer to his future stepmother, but I don't think it's Rena Sofer. She's on contract over at General Hospital. She does not have time to come back and play Quinn. Both of the Carolines are dead. So pretty much Taylor or Shauna Fulton. She is alive, and she possibly still could be interested in Ridge. As far as I know, Denise Reynolds is not terribly busy. She might have time to reprise it if they are just trying to bring back people, but it would be very strange if it was Shauna. But there's one option that's much less interesting, and it could be Bold playing bait and switch with fans. So like in the B&B promo they released last Friday on the 26th, where we had Bill startled and Poppy screaming as somebody walked into the bedroom while they were getting undressed. They tried to edit the scene to imply that it might be the killer who took out Tom and Hollis, and it's nothing so dramatic. It's recast Will Spencer popping up out of the blue and deciding, I'm just going to walk into my dad's bedroom. So he walks in on Bill and Poppy. I mention this because this thing in this new promo has been labeled a shocking twist, and they promise us things are going to be shocking and surprising, and then a lot of times they're not, because everybody's already figured it out, like, oh, it's a shocker, Sheila's alive. Well, duh. Everybody knew that. So this is what I'm worried about it actually being. Showrunner Brad Bell has arranged a Y&R crossover with his sister, Laura Lee Bell's character, Christine Williams, who is dating aging rocker Danny Romalotti. They are supposed to have 2 episodes of Bold around August 12th. And if you also watch Young and The Restless, you may know that Christine is with Danny on his world tour. That's part of why they wind up in LA. So yeah, that woman in the scarf could be Christine, and she just happens to peek at them and wonder why it's happening, that she happened to run into them without Danny. And I could see them putting a scarf over her because Laura Lee Bell has an extremely recognizable profile for CBS soap fans. So with the scarf and the glasses and no hair, but if that is what it is, and if that is Christine, I mean, that would really not be a twist and would be more of a big bait and switch letdown. We'll see. My personal preference would be Taylor back to stir the pot. We'll see. Who do you think it is lurking and watching? Are Brooke and Ridge in danger? Or is this a hyped up edit and it'll be no big deal? Drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe if you're not following us already, and definitely come back soon. I'm here talking bald 7 days a week. It's me, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.